Here we go. Sonoma State Dynasty Season 2, Episode 11. A couple of, or I guess just one really, quick announcement before we get started. If you didn't notice, I posted a full game of this Wyoming game before that. If you don't want to watch that at all, I do not blame you. I'm going back to shorter base episodes. That's part of a plan to get back to shorter base episodes, but then also post full games to give myself a chance to talk in full about certain things more. So if you want to hear more about that, check out the full games. Otherwise, check out these. I'm going to keep them more specific to the point, keep the game action to highlights, and get our video length back around the 25-ish max minute mark. And then also that gives us flexibility if in the future we make the playoffs and I need to do multiple games in an episode. It's a little easier to do that, and we can just do longer episodes for special occasions where we have more games, and then it still gives me the outlet to kind of rant and be a crazy person as well. But this week, we go to Laramie to take on Wyoming for a Pac-12 conference game. The Cowboys need to win at least one of their remaining 2 games to remain up in the conference next season. But getting right into business, starting with some recruiting, we lose out on 3-star athlete Tobias Bullock, projected to be a tight end from Los Gatos, California. He's going to Old Dominion. We finish in second, so we are going to replace him on the board with 3-star tight end Amare the DJ Khaled from Harbor City, California. We also lose out on 3-star quarterback Ian Hainsworth from Eugene, Oregon. He's going to Utah State. Also finished second on him. We are going to replace him on the board with 3-star athlete and projected quarterback Manu Sammy from Clovis, California. We also lose out on 3-star offensive tackle Bernie Stead. Might be Steed, but I'm going with Stead from Menifee, California. He's going to UNLV. We replace him with 2-star offensive tackle Quincy Sloman from Modesto, California. We are locked out by 2-star edge rusher Tyree Chubb from Adelanto, California. And we're going to replace him on the board with a 4-star Amari Trupuka. I believe I said at one point I wasn't going to add 4 stars, but with how the class is going, I'm going to bend my rule a little bit. I don't know how great our chances are of getting him anyway, but again, only 2 guys committed, so kind of trying to salvage the class to some degree. In the top 25, Ohio State at 1, Texas A&M at 2, Oregon 3, Georgia 4, Michigan 5, Alabama 6, Penn State 7, Oklahoma, USC, and Clemson, rounding out the bottom 3 of that top 10. In the Super 2, we got 8 SEC teams, 6 Big 10 teams, while in the Power 4, 5 ACC teams, 3 American teams, a Big 12 team, Baylor just barely in there at 25, and then UC Santa Barbara representing for our conference, the Pac-12, at number 11. One day would like that to be us. And maybe UCSB stays up too, right? Iron sharpens iron, but we want to be at the top of the mountain. In the Mountain West, one team ranked North Texas 9-1 at number 21. They are the lone Group 4 team in the top 25. Top games this week, it is New Mexico State going to Texas El Paso in the Battle of I-10. We got Air Force going to Hawaii. Number 22 Florida at Texas A&M, or Stanford and Cal. Texas Tech goes to number 25 Baylor, Michigan State at Notre Dame, and number 9 USC at Penn State. Looking at Wyoming, they are 3-7, 1-4 in conference, 77 overall, 77 offense, 77 defense. Their common opponents with us versus UC Santa Barbara, 35-21 loss, although it did take a 21-point UCSB fourth quarter. So a little bit of a comeback there from the Gauchos to win that one. At Nevada, they got a 34-24 victory, lost at Stanford 21-7, and a loss versus our opponent from a week ago, the UNLV Rebels, 34-10. They're running a pro-style attack and a 4-2-5 defense. On offense, they are anchored at quarterback by number 17, Evan Sabota, a very well-rounded 81 overall, solid arm, solid accuracy, decent mobility. Sam Scott, the running back, 78 overall, but very physical. Wide receiver, number 5, Tyler King, a 75 overall, but 98 speed and 98 acceleration. So definitely someone we have to be alert for and not let get behind us or isolated against the wrong people, I suppose. Wide receiver number 15, Chris Durr Jr., another 75 overall, but 97 acceleration. The tight end number 84, John Michael Gillenborg, who, given our struggles with tight ends this season, the 85 overall certainly should present some issues. 84 speed, 88 acceleration, and a route running mix of 80 short, 76 medium, and 72 deep. So very solid for a tight end, especially in the deeper parts of the field. At left tackle, number 65, Nathan Geiger, more of a pass pro specialist, solid against run in the more finesse game. Left guard, number 79, Jack Walsh, 86 overall, very strong, well-rounded blocker. Right guard, number 78, Wes King, he's an 84 overall, good strength, well-rounded, leans in the pass pro side of things. On defense, looking at their personnel, again, running a 4-2-5. I guess I said that correctly. I don't know why that sounded so weird. But at left end, number 57, Mark Boyles, very good pursuit. That is going to be a theme across this entire unit, essentially. Right end, number 34, Braden Siders, 81 overall. Very good burst acceleration. Very aware, good awareness and play recognition. And once again, elite pursuit. Very good from Mark Boyles. Elite from Braden Siders. I guess in my spectrum of player evaluation, there is a slight difference. Defensive tackle number 97, Lucas Sam Sula, has 92 strength, so got to look out for that. Good pursuit as well. Left outside linebacker, Dash Bauman, 94 acceleration and 93 agility, as well as 91 pursuit. So very good burst and twitchiness for a linebacker. If he's lined up as a pass rusher, even if he doesn't have great pass rushing moves, could be a project for our tackles just to get him squared up, and he could get some decent straight line rushes at TB5 if we are not alert for where he is. At cornerback number 30, Kendrick McAllister, an 80 overall but 99 change of direction. Very good man coverage. I guess maybe even elite man coverage. We'll go with the very good. But 92 man coverage, very good in that regard, but only a 58 in zone. So a very polar sort of player, as well as 93 catching, which DBs in this game do have some decent catching ratings, but of note, 93 catching. So if we make a mistake and throw a ball to him, probably not going to drop it. In the slot, they will have number 18, Caleb Merritt, a 75 overall, another guy with very good pursuit. At strong safety, number 2, Rook Brown, an 80 overall. He is very fast and solid in coverage. So with that 4-2-5, when they're running 3 safeties a lot of the time, got to look out for if he's going to be someone that is rotated down into the box or playing up high, and be extra careful in how we handle him and just make sure we're aware for where he is aligned. In their sub personnel, when they do go to 3 true corners, Siders is going to be rushing from the left side, so the right-hand side of our offense, left side of their defense, and Tice Westland will be rushing from the left side of our offense, right side of their defense. We are live on the Rabbit Hole Sports and Media Radio Network, bringing you some Pac-12 football between the Sonoma State Seawolves and the Wyoming Cowboys, our first ever full game broadcast here on the channel. So if you have watched this series through the videos I've posted so far, I'm still doing those. I want to get them back to a shorter, more general version to keep them more enticing to a broader audience. But I also want some ways to talk about the finer details of things for myself, because that's the enjoyment really for me, the deeper concepts of it and why I like to do it, but also for the people who enjoy that as well. So this is one of the ways I will be doing that, more full game broadcasts, and this is the first one as the Cowboys take the field here in Laramie in a matchup between Pac-12 opponents. The Cowboys, of course, playing up after winning the Mountain West a season ago, just a 6-6 regular season, but found their way in the title game and upset a ranked North Texas Mean Green team to earn their way up as we are underway here today. It has been tough sledding for the Cowboys so far, especially as of late, averaging just 5.7 points per game over their last three straight losses. Their last win, a 34-24 victory over the Nevada Wolfpack, and a week ago, of course, had their promotion relegation tiebreaker game. That did not go well. On the road at Texas State, lost 33-0. So needing to win at least one of their final two, depending on the results of Texas State, to stay up. But it is Sam Scott getting loose to the outside, put on a nice spin move, almost unnecessary. You'll kind of see it again. He was already by him, and then I don't even know what the purpose of the spin was. But a chunk run for the Cowboys off the bat as Evan Seawolves, I believe that is how you pronounce his last name, comes out directing the offense, and underneath it is number 87. In certain formational alerts, minimize the adjustments at the line, still doing them to get, something they're really not prepared for, taking timeouts and adding that strategic element to the game. But Seawolves drops back, gets it out as he is pressured. That is Gillen Borg, who we talked about, but Michael Roderick on the spot with the tackle, and the Cowboys, after a couple of nice plays to start the drive, will be settling for a field goal attempt. This one about 40 yards, and it is going to sneak in that right uprightly as I take on the coach, play-by-play, color commentator, commissioner role in this series. Scott McLawler going to motion over, going up against 4-2-5 defense from Wyoming. Going to keep him on a post, but we have to change it because it doesn't auto-do that. And we are going to hit him right between the defenders in what looked like a cover 6. Off and rolling after one play. So both offenses starting with some explosives in the early going here. In the I formation, strong right, twins to the left. Barnes directing the offense. Going to hand it off to Tyson. He's going to get to the outside. Going to give a stiff arm and all the way into Wyoming territory to the 30-yard line, and then some RPOs and play action. Those are the four biggest key elements to the game plan. But a third down on this opening drive, 3rd and 6, just inside the 15, marked at the 14, but about the 14 and a half. Barnes quick to Tyson, and he is going to hang on and take a big hit. Tough loss to USC, brutalized by UC Santa Barbara. 3rd and goal here from the 2-yard line. Barnes again in the pistol, Tyson behind him. McLawler to the right. Gonna get it to McLawler across the formation. He is in the end zone, and Sonoma State rumbling early. Number 80, impactful. 3 catches on this opening drive, 39 yards and a score. As of late, of course, shutout a week ago in San Marcos against Texas State, and then 10 points and 7 points in their other 2 of their previous 3 performances. Play action for Seawolves. Going to take a shot deep, and that is Jaden Bowie breaking it up, looking for Stevenson once again, part of the year. Here in the Dynasty, in real life, we are, at least in Arizona, really starting to heat up as we enter April in real life. 3rd and 2 here, Seawolves from the pocket. Forced out, can't get it off. That is Jaquez shooting blanks. I said I wouldn't use that nickname, so I apologize, but it is a stop after a quarterback pressure is off the bat for Wyoming. Settling in is this Sonoma State unit, donning the default road uniforms as DeMarvin Holland takes it on the return. Finds a lane to the left-hand side. He's going to cross the 30-yard line and take it to the 33. 1 on each side of the formation. Barnes gets the guy set. Here we see that inside zone weak, and Tyson going to break it loose. Get it into the 2nd and 3rd level and all the way into Wyoming territory as Hank Stram of the Chiefs would say, matriculate the ball down the field. Gonna get set on 3rd and 3, more in motion. Going to McLawler on the screen. Overplay from number 19, the free safety, Malik Singleton. And McLawler gonna continue his impactful first half. And stuff that I end up backed up against the play clock and not even being able to concentrate on what everyone is doing and go through progression. So, get flushed, able to get it away. I don't know if anyone really got open anyway, but I get so caught in setting things up that it's like, hey, remember what we're doing and actually play the game. But Lincoln in on the field goal. He's going to get it inside that left upright. Just this second quarter as we move closer to the halftime interval a little bit. 10-3 Sonoma State. Seawolves calls out the signal. Out to the right this time, and SSU is all over it. Variety of things coming up, making the play there. And on a 3rd and 11, who that was on my list of players, I thought I covered a good amount. Apparently not enough. Don't have a full roster sheet that I can print out anywhere. Tried to go cover 0 on this 3rd down. I got obliterated in coverage. He goes the other way anyway. Terrell Pace gets picked on, and that appears to be Gillenborg. Once again, consistently has not been our strength on the defensive side of the ball. Flag down on the play as Sabota throws it away on 2nd and 10. That is going to be the player I user, Van Claiborne, getting called for illegal contact. Half as opposed to the second, a lot more critical, I think, to keep them in the second half. Although when you get down to a potential now in the field, we will do that. 2nd down and 11. Movement again. 3 tight ends on the field. Bootleg. I get absolutely cooked. I don't know why I take so long and wait for myself to get marked by a play action before I finally look that ridiculous. Inside zone weak once again out of a different formation. Tyson chunk run. So it did not solve the problem. 3rd and 4 here. Gonna look to sprint out the other way on this down into the boundary. Quick out. Have the look. Don't have the accuracy. Continue in this matchup. Here you see me finally get into the correct camera angle, and it would play benefits in at least me not consistently running our help out of the middle of the field. Sabota has all day, though, finally gets some pressure, and it is an incompletion. Rush defense in the country. I think a big part of that, I need to check at the end of the season, but I think if you go and look at the percentage of pass plays we faced versus percentage of run plays, it's pretty insane. I'm going to get essentially a deep smash-ish concept to the left, drive concept to the right, and gonna throw it back inside to Keontae Tyson, and that is a Sonoma State 1st down. Barnes to the outside, pitches late to Nolan Knight. Tries to make a move to the outside, can't make a miss in the in route from the outside, but we're going to put a corner route from the slot, get an alert, create the same effect, but get more of an available route instead of just clear out our formation right on a 1st and goal. Pressure from the Cowboys. Strickland tries to pick it up, does not do a great job, and that is going to be a sack or I think Bentley was actually in on this play at tight end. Maverick Bentley, the backup tight end. Would have loved to have him maybe run the post. However, they did have a defender in the middle of the field. Barnes gets out of the pocket, cheeses his way out of bounds. Safety, or still prevent them from getting a play before the half, as opposed to getting 3 points and good field position. Barnes play action, breaks down, scrambles across his body, touchdown, Scott McLawler in the end zone. 2 scores for number 80, a great play, the improv from number 5. We talked about how special it is, and the Seawolves get a 4th down score. How I feel like they could play with the tempos a little bit more in this in terms of the variance between no huddle and turbo. But just over the head of Jaquez Blanks for a 1st down. Going into the break, 75 seconds to go in this 1st half. And just right on the sideline, you'll see it right there, Tyler King. 58 seconds, just inside 1 minute to go in the opening half of action. From the pocket again, plenty of passing attempts and quick underneath for Sabota. Clock winding for the Cowboys, 1 timeout remaining. Sabota from the pocket, throw it outside. He's got Gillenborg down to the 1 yard line. They get the timeout. Get the tackle just outside of the goal line. Really need to spread our linebackers here so we can get that guy Gillenborg is breaking away from on the outside so he's more alerted to that break. That's kind of one of the big reasons I wanted to get back to running cover 3 a lot more, is just by aligning yourselves a little more to the formation. You can really help yourselves out and really lean into a more core-based coverage. Take us to halftime here in Laramie in this Pac-12 showdown. 17-13, Sonoma State in the lead. Scott McLawler, big 1st half, 6 catches, 74 yards, and a pair of touchdowns for the 6'4" senior. Some of the overalls and player archetypes change a little. So if you want to see kind of the more default archetypes I was going for, you can look at the main roster yourself if you have the game. It didn't really change too much. I tried to tweak the players so they were a little more closer to those base archetypes. Deep shot, back shoulder, Scott McLawler went to cover up the ball because I thought we were going to get hit. Probably could have broke loose for a touchdown, but 64 yards. Scotty Mack going to get into some play action boot, getting peeks on a corner route on the outside. Could have maybe hit him, but more room to run for Scotty Mack, and it is a hat trick for the senior, and he's getting jiggy with it. Touchdown, number 80. About was the gap schemes, but it's been a lot more wide zone, and we're really well set up to handle that. As Jaden Bowie gets picked on, and that is going to be a touchdown for the Cowboys. Sabota finding number 11, Justin Stevenson, and an answer right back. Play the certain animation with the thought in mind that there are other players on to think of. But anyway, Jaden Bowie picked on, big play, Wyoming back in it, go for two, don't get it, great reaction play from Nico Solomon on the coverage, but room for Ty Hardy, he is loose, number 1, outrunning to the outside, 2015 10-5, touchdown, Seawolves, quick strike ability, showing off in the second half, saw the big plays from the offense, Mike drop play from number 1, joining Javon Moore as the other guy who has returned a kick for a touchdown. In this series, he established the ground game. Play action, not getting killed by it as much now that I have remembered to zoom out the camera angle that to adjust our zone in a way that you can't script in the game. So the switch stick is really the big answer for it. And there you see the sim pressure paying off. Got all kinds of things going on. Elbow to the left side where we got trips. Gonna throw it. They kind of stood still, and I was like, all right, we'll take it. And Peaks is loose. Not a speedster, but almost. Gets all the way to the goal line. To move the ball down the field. Just running it right down the middle. Barnes on the throw. Gets out to the right. Can scramble in. Unselfish. More. Touchdown. Seawolves, number 10. And the team is looking good, everyone. The fellas looking nice in Laramie this afternoon. That extensive the issues in the AI bull bids. Hitting the seam, hole in the cover 3. One of the things we need to alert for moral victories, I guess you would say. 3rd and 8 from the pocket. Sabota throwing it away to the march in this second half. It has been a very good one. Scoring-wise for us, Tyson finding room, operating well. Trying to think through what I was trying to set up here. 1 and 2, clear out that middle with the go route with McLawler and kind of almost get a high-low with the in post. Definitely could have hit Javon Moore with the post. I think as that. Once again, I forgot what I was even talking about. Oh, in reference to not throwing the post and taking over Javon Moore. He's a bit of a repetitive theme for the offense, especially today. Nolan Knight up the middle. Block set up nicely at the time remaining in the game. Play away. Barnes. Spencer Strickland right up the middle. No one there. And the Seawolves are in the end zone again. This time the slot back number 12. And that celebration has certainly gotten plenty of airtime this season. Sonoma State. And blanks moving around in the second level. Motion man looks like Tyler King, number 5. They are going to hit him on a drag. And that speed gets loose a little bit. If you watch Season 1, we were just getting burned down the field all the time. Primarily due to my aggressiveness, so part of it is personal correction. Boost for linebackers now, so that should very much so help out. And help alleviate some of that pressure as somebody gets home. That was Deshaun Weeks. Ball was on the deck. Sabota gets on it to retain possession. Want to be an aggressive defense? I have leaned away from blitzing more and dialing up more simulated pressures as opposed to zone pressures and zeros. As 4th and 20, solo on solo shot, Tyler King gets behind our highest rated player, Noah Collins. It is a touchdown. Typically gonna be able to withstand that a little bit, but again, you have to know your technique well, know your leverage well, and typically cheat over the top just a little bit, so that does open up more routes. That my relevant argument that good teams need to be able to get 1 yard when 1 yard is needed. Play action, Van Claiborne ate it up, comes back to get a pressure, Solomon deflects, Bowie picks in the end zone. He's going to bring it out. Should have taken the touchback. Going to check. Get ourselves set up. Strickland. Huge hole. Number 12. Can't quite outrun him, but that is a big play. A little bit, and there's a little bit better of an admission of defeat from the CPU at certain points as Strickland gets the ground, cheese please, on the counter. And I get that the effect, I guess, is in real life you only have so much time to sub your guys, but when you don't have formation subs, / are using a custom playbook and really want to get specific with personnel, it's very, very frustrating. But nevertheless, ball game. Teron Barnes, player of the game. 72% completion, 279 through the air, 5 touchdowns. 9 touchdowns over the last 2 weeks for TB5. Wyoming offense had their moments. Sabota, he had 371 in the air, only 15 yards rushing. Sam Scott ran it okay in his average yards per carry. I think really, really helped out by that first 32-yard run to start the game. But you see it right there, 385 total yards, or 15 yards on, or 14 yards on 15 rushes. 385 total yards, 29 to 43, 371. 50% each on third down. Still 67% completion, 3 touchdowns and a pick for Sabota. See it there, Scott, over 7 yards a pop. 7 carries for 27-ish yards outside of that 32-yard run, so still around 4 yards to carry. You see Gillenborg right there finishes with 9 catches, 69 yards. He had 7 for 51 at the half, so holding up for 2 for 18 in the second half, and with him being a legitimate, highly rated tight end, not just some middle-of-the-road rated tight end that we let get a bunch of catches. Not the worst outing in the world, or not our worst of the season against tight ends. Tyson surpasses the 100-yard mark on the ground, but this was about Scott McLawler in the receiving game. 8 catches, 148 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jaden Bowie, 7 tackles. Deshaun Weeks a sack. Jordan Underwood, Jacquez Blanks, and I believe it said Devin Skates as well picked up half a sack, but a very complete outing for Sonoma State. And we will catch you next time on Rabbit Hole Radio with Pac-12 football. But a great win in this one from the Seawolves. Going to wrap up the video today, of course, with the scores around the country. It is New Mexico State with a 39-37 win over UTEP. Hawaii, 29-20 over Air Force. Sorry, I stumbled a little bit there. Stanford, 31-3 over Cal in the big game. Texas A&M throttles Florida 49-10. Whenever Florida is in a game we talk about, they lose, and then if they're not in a game mentioned at all, they are the greatest team in this dynasty, apparently. 7-4 record, 4 times in the spotlight, 4 times defeated, but undefeated in other weeks. Texas Tech 24-19 over the Baylor Bears. Michigan State with a bit of an upset, hopefully a program-changing trajectory sort of win for them. 17-16 over Notre Dame. Penn State 28-27 in a thriller over USC. And to end things here, as I will also go over the scores in the Pac-12, I've kind of been forgetting to do that, but Scott McLawler also wins Player of the Week on the offensive side in the Pac-12. So next week we will wrap up the regular season. I hope you guys enjoyed getting back to the shorter video length, and we will be going with this for the most part going forward. But next week, Senior Day, in the Powder Blues, we take on the Texas State Bobcats, who are in the fight for bowl eligibility.